You can have the most perfect meal plan and you can go to the gym and get your steps in every day. But if you're not getting good quality sleep, I'm not going to say it's going to completely throw off your progress, but it can definitely slow it down. It can definitely affect your journey. So let's talk about that. Hey there, I'm Kathleen. Welcome back to my channel. This video is part of my series where I'm sharing my nutrition journey. Now, in part one, you can find out why I don't call it weight loss. And I'm a writer, founder, and storyteller. And if you want to check out my writing, the link to my Substack is in the description. It's called One Shift at a Time. And you can sign up for my newsletter or become a member. Over there, I talk about building a life and work aligned with your values with more ease and less chaos through identity shifts and transitions. So, again, check out the link in the description if you want to check that out. And so today we're going to talk about sleep because I'm not going to lie, I did not sleep well last night. So just a reminder, I'm not a medical professional or a nutritionist or certified registered dietitian. I'm just sharing my own experience, what's working for me, what's worked for me in the past or hasn't worked for me, and just week to week what I'm dealing with on my own journey. So just keep that in mind as you continue to watch. Okay, so like I said, I did not sleep well last night. And that's part of the reason why we're talking about sleep today, because and I don't know why I didn't sleep. Well, no, I do know why I didn't sleep well. I was fighting sleep last night. I was sleepy at like 8:30, and I was like, but it's too early to go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep at 8:30. I usually go to sleep around like 10:30 some days, but it was 8:30 and I was like, I am really sleepy. Instead of going to sleep like a normal person, well, let me not say normal, but instead of just going to sleep because my body was telling me, hey, go to sleep, I decided to start watching a podcast. And it was really interesting. And it was like 2 hours long. And so, but I kept rewinding parts because like it was interesting, it was funny. And I was sleepy and I kept fighting sleep. Now, I've read somewhere that sometimes we, as adults, fight sleep at night because we're like trying to, I don't know, like take control of something in our lives, or if something feels out of control in our lives, it's our way of like regaining control. And honestly, there was something on my mind yesterday that like it's something that's out of my control. And so maybe like as sleepy as I was trying to like have some sense of control or like, I don't know, prove to myself that I had something within my control. But like being able, like focusing on things you can control, like we say that all the time, focus on what you can control. Your sleep schedule, your sleep hygiene, your sleep, the quality of sleep, that is something you can control. Now, okay, full disclosure, I'm child free. So I know, if you have parents of young kids, I don't know how you're functioning. Because anytime I've babysat overnight, the next day I need recovery time. So I really don't know how parents function. But all that to say is generally speaking, being able to have quality sleep is something that you can control. So honestly, I haven't really had a consistent sleep schedule or sleep routine in maybe close to a year. If you've been on my news list, my newsletter, my email list for a while, then you might remember last August or September, I think it was August. I shared about how like I had to get new pillows because I didn't know at the time that you're supposed to replace your pillows every like 6 to 12 months. And the pillows I had at that time, I had them for like 2 years. Yeah, a little embarrassed to admit that, but when you know better, you do better. And so ever since learning that, I now like replace my pillows more often. I think I replace them almost as much as I rotate my mattress. And I actually rotate my mattress like 3 or 4 times a year. That's something that I remember to do, but I didn't realize that pillows needed to be replaced that often. But anyway, so I had shared last year that I was having some sleep issues and realized it was because my pillows, because they were old, they were not supportive. And I honestly did not connect the dots, but when I got new pillows, it definitely helped my sleep quality. Because before then, I would be waking up in the middle of the night. Sometimes I would wake up because my arm fell asleep because my neck wasn't properly supported. And I went on a deep dive of how the nerves in our neck and our traps and our shoulders, how that's all connected. And yeah. So there were no other like medical issues or anything like that that were concerning. It was literally my pillow. And so I got that, I fixed that, and now I've been able to sleep through the night since then. I have not woken up in the middle of the night. Now, this morning, I woke up at 4:15. I usually wake up at about 6 or 6:30. I don't wake up with an alarm, which is a blessing because like to be able to wake up, for your body to wake up naturally when it's ready to wake up, that is a blessing because most of us have had to use alarms to wake up for work, but since I choose my own hours and make my own schedule, I could wake up whenever I need to. There was a time when I was, definitely in the 5 a.m. wake up club, but if my body needs more sleep or if 5 a.m. isn't necessary, then we don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. Now, how does this all relate or connect to like a nutrition journey, your health journey, your fitness? Well, when I woke up this morning and couldn't fall back asleep, woke up 4:15, couldn't fall back asleep. The sun came up at 5:15 or something like that. Once the sun came up, my body was like, "Oh, it's daytime. It's time to wake up. Like, what are we doing?" So I got up, got my day started, and I was like, "I'm probably going to crash at some point." And so I started thinking like, okay, what do I need to get done today while I still have energy? Like I'm anticipating, a crash. So I'm like, what do I absolutely need to get done? Will I be able to get it all done? How can I make my day easier? Right. And then I started thinking like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll like go get food today. Mind you, I have like 2 more days of meal prep already prepared, already, ready to eat. And I have to eat it within the next 2 days or else like it'll go bad. And certain foods I won't eat past like 3 days, like rice or grains or those types of things. I'm good for sometimes five if needed, but usually 4 days. Vegetables I only do like 3 days. I'll only prep like 3 days at a time. 3 days is pushing it. I'll cook vegetables a little more often. But the point is that I'm trying to reduce food waste. So if I were to get food today, just on the sake of I I think it's like the comfort thing where it's like I didn't get enough sleep, and so my body wants some type of comfort. And so I'm thinking of like comfort foods. And in my last video, I talked about how comfort foods are usually like white rice or white potatoes or things like that. But I already have food prepared. Now, if if the food that I had prepared, like if it could last a third day, then I probably would be like, let me just go get the food. But the point is that multiple days of like, not getting enough quality sleep, it starts to affect the choices that we make, the decisions that we make. I mean, even with me today, this is only one night where I didn't get enough sleep. Now, I haven't gotten, or I should say, I'm not on a consistent sleep schedule, though I want to be. But up until last night, I've been getting at least 7 hours of sleep. It's just like whether the 7 hours I fall asleep at 10 or if I like fall asleep at midnight or you know what I mean? So the point is that when we're not getting enough quality sleep, we're not giving our bodies a chance to recover and restore. Our bodies restore themselves while we sleep. And I've read that like from 10 p.m. to either midnight or 1 a.m. or something like that, that's when the body starts its natural restoration process, it's the natural recovery process. Like I've even read that for certain supplements, if you take any supplements, certain supplements, it's better to take them at night. And so when we aren't getting enough sleep, we're making our bodies work harder. Like that's the whole thing about people saying don't eat after a certain time. It's not really about not eating after a specific time. It's more so about try to avoid going to sleep too soon after eating. So if like I think they say try to give 2 hours after eating to go to sleep because it takes, a couple hours for your for food to start the digestion process. And so as your body is getting prepared to like do its natural restoration and recovery process while you sleep, you don't want to make it have to work harder because then you're not actually resting, you're not actually sleeping, you're just your eyes are closed, but your body is still in overdrive. So, since the point of this whole series is really to both hold myself accountable and also to, encourage any of you, what I am going to do is work on my sleep. Next week, I'll give an update on how my sleep is improving. We're assuming it's going to be improving, so I will give an update on that and share what else is going on my journey. Thanks again for watching.